Once upon a time, there lived a man called Adim. He was married to two wives. His first wife was called Obiajulu, and his second wife was called Angole. Obiajulu had only one daughter called Omi, and Angole also had one daughter called Isi. They were all living happily together as one large family, and Adim was very happy that he had such a wonderful family. They always go to the farm together, and the two children would go to the river to wash plates and clothes together each time such work was to be done at home. Ome and Isi were like twins born of the same mother. Whenever they went to the stream together, they would be singing and washing at the same time, their voices ringing in the air, while other village children would be marveling and wondering at the love existing between the two girls. They sewed the same dress and style and plait their hair almost in similar ways. Obiajulu and Angoli will cook and their children will eat any of the meals they so desired. They were such a one big family. Ome will always call her mother as Big Mother and call Isi's mother as Small Mother. Isi, on her part, also called Ome's mother Big Mother and her own mother as Small Mother. Ome and Isi were so close that each time one of them was not around, the other one falls sick and will not be alright until the other one returned. The girls were very, very beautiful, but Omi was more better looking compared to Isi. But Isi was not worried or jealous because she knew she was also lovely and Omi was a half sister, so they had each other and nothing to worry about. One beautiful day, Adim, their father, called his two wives, Obiajulu and Amole. He told them that the next day he will be traveling to the next village to his with his first wife Obiajulu to buy yam seedlings so that they will be able to use it to plant in their farm in the coming season, which was almost at the corner. So he arranged that while he was away with Obiajulu, his first wife, Anwole was to remain at home and take care of the two children, that is Ome and Isi. So the next morning, they left home as early as possible so that they would be able to get to the village, purchase the yam seedlings, and then come back before dusk time. The next morning, they left. As they got to the village, they bought the yam seedlings and did not waste time. They were on their way back when a terrible thunderstorm broke out. Heavy rain was pouring down. Heavy rain as they were hurrying to get back home. By the roadside, a big tree that was there fell and landed on the couple and killed the two of them. Adim and Obiajulu died on the spot. It was a terrible thing. It was a very, very sad one indeed. And it completely shattered the family. After the burial was done, the family could barely eat and they suffered to put food on their tables. Anwuli was the only one catering for the children. Before it had been the three, and there was plenty of food to eat, but now with only one person fending for the family, it was very, very difficult. Angoli would take the time to go to the farm, go to the market, hustle to put food on their table, but they could barely eat. But the girls were still living with Angoli, the small mother. When it was few years after the death of Adim and Obiajulu, Ome now turned 17 and Isi turned 16 years old because they were 1 year apart in age. Suitors started coming for their hands in marriage. Young men started coming. They wanted to marry and they saw Ome and Isi as prospective brides. But most of the suitors coming for Ome's hand in marriage were well-to-do, while those coming for Isi's hand were not as well-to-do as that of Ome. Isi observed it, but she was not worried because she loved her half-sister so much that she did not care. Her mother, Angoli, did not like that. She would call Isi and start to talk to her about it, but Isi would shove it aside. One day, she called Isi and said, Isi, my daughter, have you observed that the young men coming for your hand in marriage are not as rich as those coming for your sister Ome's hand in marriage? Isi laughed. Ha ha ha. Mother, it does not matter. Everyone has his or her own destiny in life. And if that's my destiny, let it be, she will say to her mother. But her mother would argue, no, Isi, my daughter, I don't agree with you. Ome is your stumbling block and she has to leave this house. Otherwise, you will end up marrying a poverty-stricken man. And considering what we are facing now, I don't think that would be okay. She wouldn't let her daughter be. She kept on pestering Isi about it until Isi was forced to say, Mother, Ome is my sister, flesh and blood. I wouldn't wish her any harm. And besides, she has lost her mother. She only has you and I. Stop those words you are uttering from your mouth. Her mother challenged her. In her voice, Isi could hardly recognize. She was shocked to hear her mother talk like that. She looked at her in surprise and said, I won't be one of those that will bring my sister down. I can't bring Ome, my sister, down, mother. Then you'd better have a rethink, her mother replied, angrily walking out of the room. And only from that day changed towards Ome. She really, really changed. She would try her best to separate Ome and Isi by sending them to do different tasks and errands that they usually do together in order to make them not to spend time with one another. One day, early in the morning, very early, which was unusual, she sent Ome to pack the plates in the house and go to the river to wash, while she sent Isi, her own daughter, to the farm for firewood. She was sending them to different places to make sure they stop spending time together. At the stream, Ome did not see anyone there. It was so deserted and lonely that Ome felt a chill run down her spine. She quickly started washing the place. As she was rinsing it, she felt a pull. She quickly dropped the plate and picked the iron plate and continued to rinse. But a great wave came, and as she was struggling with it, it snatched from her hand the iron plate, which actually belonged to her stepmother. She quickly rinsed the remaining plates and went back, packed the things and went back home. On getting home, she narrated what had happened to her stepmother and her stepsister. But her stepmother became furious about the lost iron plate. You have to go back to that river and look for my iron plate. Without bringing my iron plate, you will not enter this house anymore, she declared. The surprised Ome looked at her stepmother, who, as she felt, was a mother to her. How can she talk in this kind of tone? She murmured within her. Isi was also annoyed and said to her mother, Mother, this is complete wickedness. Why are you telling her to go to the river to look for the iron plates? Do you want her to get drowned in the water? She must get my iron plates to me. Understand? Her mother shouted angrily at her. All right, mother, I'll go with Tommy to the river to look for your iron plate. Mrs. said, You do no such thing, and I forbid you to leave this house, her mother commanded and slammed the door, shutting her daughter inside after pushing Omi out to look for the missing iron plate. Isi was shouting, Mother, please open the door. Mother, please open the door, please, mother, please. Don't allow me, my sister, to go alone. Don't allow her to go and die in the river. Please, mother, open the door. But Amolu will take no such rubbish. She said, turn to me and said, Go now. What are you still waiting for? Go and get me my iron plate. Otherwise, this house will not contain both of us. Omi says, walk towards the river. When she got to the river, she sat on a big tree trunk by the waterside. How was she going to find the iron plate that has been carried away by current in the river? She cried. Getting into the bottom of a big river like that, searching for an iron plate might mean death if care is not taken, she thought. She definitely has to look for it anyway, otherwise she will have no roof over her head. She was lamenting and crying. She got up and went to the edge of the river, removed her dress and folded it neatly and kept it by the waterside. She looked up and prayed, Oh, Father, oh, Mother, please don't let me drown inside this river. Help me to locate the iron plate and lead me safely back home. She then dived into the river. She started swimming towards the bottom of the river, searching for the iron plate. Suddenly, she found herself in a place that looked like a small street. An old man was sitting down by the roadside. She went towards him, greeted him, and asked if he had seen an iron plate around there. The old man said he had seen nothing of that sort. As she was about to leave, she saw an old woman very close and asked the old woman if she had seen an iron plate in that area. The old woman said yes, she saw an iron plate, but she would not give it to her. Ome then started begging that she should please give it to her because her stepmother will kill her if she fails to bring the iron plate to her. It belonged to her stepmother. The old woman now said she will not give it to her except she agrees to stay for a week, for 7 days with her in the river. She now thought about it. At the end of the day, she agreed to stay because without that, she would not be able to get the plate back to her stepmother. While she was there, the woman brought out a very big fish and gave it to me to prepare and told Ome that Ome should prepare the fish. After preparing it, Ome should eat the flesh and give her the bones to eat. Ome agreed and started to prepare the fish. After preparing the fish, Ome selected the bones, put them on one side, selected the flesh and put them on one side. She ate the bones and took the flesh to the old woman. The old woman was surprised and ate the fish. She now brought 2 basins, kept them. One was filled with clean water, and the other was filled with dirty water. She told Ome to bathe with the one filled with clean water and leave the one filled with dirty water for her to use in bathing. Ome agreed. And when the old woman went inside to get prepared to take her bath, Ome quickly took the dirty water and went to bathe with it and left the clean water for the old woman. When the old woman came out, she saw that Ome has used the dirty water and left the clean one for her. She was surprised that, does it mean there are still good people like this living in this world? In the world? She was shocked. She looked at Ome and shook her head. Surprised, such a selfless person still existing. The woman nodded her head and kept quiet. On the seventh day, the woman said it was time now for Ome to go back home to the land of the humans. She now brought out two boxes, a small one and a big one, and told Ome to choose one out of the two. Ome walked towards the boxes and she heard the small box saying, "Choose me, choose me. I need someone to choose me. Choose me, choose me. I need someone to choose me. Choose me, choose me. I need someone to choose me." Then the big boss started to talk. "Choose me, choose me. I need someone to choose me. Choose me, choose me. I need someone to choose me. Choose me, choose me. I need someone to choose me." Ome was shocked that such a voice could be so harsh. She decided to pick the small one with a cool voice. Ome chose the small box and held it close. The old woman now said, "Anytime you are in need of something, anytime you find yourself in difficulties, open the small box and say whatever you want. Your wish will be granted." Ome thanked the old woman and the old woman started escorting her. But meanwhile, while Ome was in the water, Isi had collected the pistol from that's the hand of the mother in the house and smashed open one of the windows. She ran out through that window and went to the stream to look for her sister. When she got there, she could not find Ome, but she saw Ome's dress. She picked up the dress and started shouting, "Ome, my sister, where are you? Please come back. You see, your beloved sister is here. I've come to take you home. Where are you, Ome?" But there was no sound, no response. "Ome, my sister, where are you? Please come back. I cannot live without you. I need you in my life. Come back. Let us search for the iron plates together." But there was no response. She stayed up to dusk time. She could not find her sister. She picked up the cloth and walked back home, crying. As soon as the mother saw her coming, she grabbed her, tied and kept her at the veranda, refusing her to enter the house. Isi was crying. She collected the cloth from Isi and looked at it and saw that, Ome must have died. She must have drowned in the river. Since she did not come back home and her dress was found by the waterside, she was very happy. Now no one will contest with her daughter, Isi. Now she's going to be a rich mother-in-law. She laughed and decided to get Isi married up. She now told Isi, get prepared. You stubborn girl. You are going to get married to the richest man of all the people coming to marry your sister Ome. Get ready." Isi now shouted, I will never agree to marry them. I will not marry someone that has come from my sister's hand in marriage. I will marry the person that the Creator chooses for me. I will never accept someone that has come for Ome's hand in marriage. The mother said, let us wait and see. She now went to meet the richest of the men that had come for Ome's hand in marriage and told him Ome was dead and that he had to come and marry Isi. The man agreed and the preparations were being made. On the day of the marriage, They led Isi to the venue, tied her to a pole. As they were doing the party, it was almost time for the knot to be tied when Ome walked into the village. As soon as the villagers and all those present saw Ome, they shouted. The man that was to marry Isi jumped from the chair and ran towards Ome. Ome, where have you been? I've been searching for you all over the place. Now that you're around, come, let us get married. But Isi, that was tired, shouted, Ome, my sister, don't you dare believe that man. He was arranged to marry me today, and I refused. That is why they tied me here. They tied me here so that they will marry me off by force to him. Don't you dare believe him. Ome turned and looked at the man, sensing the deceit emanating from his mouth. She shook her head and ran towards her sister to untie Isi. She untied Isi and held they hug one another. Immediately, the stepmother dressed like a queen. She wanted to marry their daughter off to a rich man, so she was in a wonderful attire. She came out and said, what do you think you are doing, Ome? Where are you coming from? Where is my iron plate? Give it to me and get out of this place. Immediately, Ome turned and brought out the iron plate. She stretched it out. The woman was shocked. She fell on her knees. She couldn't meet Ome's eyes. Different expressions were flittering all over her face. She started to cry. All her plans had been crumbled. Ome put the plate in her hands, held her sister Isi, and walked away from the venue. Isi started to cry. Ome, my sister, I'm so hungry. I've not eaten for the past 3 days. Ah, Ome was shocked. She remembered the box she had been given and brought it up, placed it on the ground, and said, I want some food. I'm hungry. I want some food. Immediately, all kinds of food, assorted food, just appeared. And she started to eat with her sister Isi. They ate and ate and ate to their fill. Then she now told the box, we don't have a roof over our head, because she knew that the stepmother would not allow them in. Immediately, a beautiful house manifested. And Ome and Isi entered the house and started living there. She did not marry the rich man again. They lived there for some years. Then Angoli, her stepmother, came. First of all, to Isi to beg for forgiveness. Isi said, no, I will not accept. Go and beg Ome first. If Ome is able to forgive you, then I will forgive you. Angoli now went to Ome to beg Ome for forgiveness. Ome, being kind as she was, she forgave Angoli. Angoli begged that she wants to come and live with them because the house was beautiful. They said no. The two girls now built another house for Angoli and gave her what she needed, but did not allow her to come close to them anymore. After some years, the two girls got married to young men who were humble and compassionate. They did not marry for riches anymore. They married for love, and they lived happily ever after. That is the end of my story. Subscribe, like, and share my video to get a new one each time I release one. Thank you very much.